Дурут салам, как вы поживаете? Не очень хорошо. No хорошо. While I am laying on my recovery uh, rolling massage device, let's talk a little bit about the top five in the lightweight division and who poses what kind of threat to Islam Makhachev. Okay. So already with Dan Hooker, if it can he connect before Islam gets inside? So Dan Hooker's got to play a very long distance control game. He's got to be able to stop shots with strikes. I think he loves that knee so much that that's what he wants to try to get Islam with. Islam, master of sports sambo, black belt in judo. He's from Dagestan. There's not. He has been tried. People have been trying to hit him with world class strikes his whole life, and he's been wrapping up motherfuckers by the waist or morotegari or whatever, single double leg. He's been taking people down. Not only that, but he is the greatest foot sweeper I've ever seen in sambo. Now, I've seen better foot sweepers in judo, but not even like Olympic judo or tournament judo. I've seen better foot sweepers in like randori and at the club levels, or people that are trying to like do demos of foot sweeps, or maybe just some fifth, sixth degree black belt that just really wants to show off foot sweeps. So I've seen better foot sweeps, but in an MMA octagon with the gis off, using clinch, using one underhook, using a foot sweep to counter a missed, wrestling shot, head on the outside, single or double leg. No one is better at cleaning up his mess with no gi on, with a foot sweep or a trip or something ashiwaza, that type of deal, as Islam Makhachev. Which means if you have higher hips than him, his black belt in judo is going to have the easiest time fitting in tsukuri and kake. So you would have to, and since you can't outweigh him a ton, he's going to be stronger than you relatively. Meaning, what I'm getting at is he can grab you and chuck you on the ground. There's not going to be anybody in the lightweight division that he's not going to be able to grab and chuck on the ground. Now, if it's world-class strikes, Israel Adesanya has kind of taught us that, if I keep connecting accurately and you can't get in, actually, this is old as time. Like, Adiyogi, when he was developing the Kalari, knew that if I could keep you over there while kicking you, you can't get close enough to do stuff to me. So this is nothing new, and people that are making a big deal about Dan Hooker's going to tag him up, touch him up, out here and then drive him to the cage. The one thing that I would strongly advise you to consider when you're talking like that is, if somebody is a master of sport of combat sambo, where they use taekwondo, wushu, they use all kinds of timiwaza, they use all kinds of striking styles, Muay Thai, it's all in there, and you're gonna have to face somebody who knows how to reach out and touch you up good from over there. So to say that Islam does not have a pre-made beautiful package to get around kicks and strikes, to wrap a wrist, to wrap the hips, to single double leg down, is crazy. It's ludicrous. And Islam Makhachev passes guard on the way down. You're not going to get him in a closed guard, and now he's going to have to pass. Okay? The only person that I think might be able to get him in a closed guard would be Charles Oliveira, because Charles Oliveira can play guard up and down the chain. He can put his hips on your throat, on your chest. He can put his hips in your belly button. He can transition. It's beautiful. His striking package is beautiful. He is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. He's just one of those gifted type of people that, up to a point, to about 40. There are a type of people that just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. It's the kind of people that whenever they don't lose strength, not a lot of strength whenever they take time off. They lose a little bit of endurance. And that type of person, typically, they can ripen. And that's the kind of person Charles Oliveira is. And you can't think of his guard position as Brazilian guard, okay? Because it's atypical. It's so advanced. His guard position is good guard play for any kind of grappling art ever, anywhere. Okay, so getting to the mat, that's where he would have his advantage. But like I said, I don't see Islam Makhachev getting into guard. He doesn't get into guard. And the few times that I've seen him into guard, it was with people that he knew he wasn't afraid of their guard because he's a very smart fighter. So Khabib Nurmagomedov says about people, either they're a great fighter or a stupid guy. Well, Islam Makhachev is a great fighter and a smart guy. And he comes from the Abdul Manap camp of Sambo, where once you get to about third or fourth degree judo, then they start incorporating other stuff into the Sambo. That's not exactly how it works because those guys do wrestling first, right? But from a analytical fight perspective, you have to think of it because the balance and the kake, the execution of all of their trips, throws, what have you, their entire gokyo, it's very, when I look at it, I see judo. I don't see wrestling. I see wrestling in the transitions and stuff, but I see they added wrestling to judo, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we're on to Dustin Poirier, who is thicker, and he is strong. He is very strong. So he's got hips lower. He's about the same size of Islam. He's Habibish. He's Habibish, and I would strongly recommend him. Hey man, you're already a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Work on your guard enough to just keep your skills, but work sweeps on top side. Sweeps, top side, sweeps, top side. Pass. It's the only way you're going to beat Islam Makhachev, all right? And you're starting with the Abdul Manap Sambo school is 20 years in the future as far as the game that's going to be played in world grappling. They start with a black belt in judo. Okay? So you're not going to try to catch him doing something in transitions. You need to bait him into doing something, and you need to get so strong at whatever it is. If you're doing keisagatame or whatever your pin is, whatever your hold is, you need to be so strong in that. You need to crush the life out of Makhachev. It's the only way you can beat him. And you need little strikes to work. I'm talking about strike under the ribs, liver, kidney, things like that when you're rolling, and get a lot on them. These guys, they fight, then they go run 10 kilometers, then they train. They do 8 hours of training every day. Camp, no camp. It's just the only thing that changes when they're in a camp is they just get more focused and they put a little more into it. But they're going 20%. They could cruise. They could cruise at 50%. They'll go 20% in their training and then work on weightlifting. So these guys are on a whole nother level. Their game is on a whole nother level. Charles Oliveira has got a good, because his game's on a whole nother level. So he's got a shot at giving Islam some problems. Hooker, again, yeah, he's got to connect with them good. And I mean, he's got to catch him slipping. If he can catch him slipping, he's got a shot. But even Islam could walk off. I mean, you got to strike him a couple of times. Good. He can walk some stuff off. Who else is up there? Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje, it's the same story as Dan Hooker, except Justin Gaethje is way more powerful, but he's not a better striker. Does that make sense? That means that if he gets you with one good, clean shot, it has more damage potential than Dan Hooker. But as far as a well-rounded striking artist, I would say Dan Hooker is probably a better striking artist. He's got more tools. He could put that leg anywhere. Mirko Krokop with the leg. I mean, he could really put some things down. So, and then who else is up there? Chandler? Is Chandler still up there? Again, I would have to go in and take a look at the tape because I'm not, off the top of my head, I'm not like exotically familiar with Michael Chandler, but also, if he's never done anything that's popped out to me so much that I don't know it off the top of my head, then I would say that Islam would have, pretty easy money against him. So, Islam versus Khamzat Chimaev. People, for fun, want me to go that way. So here's what's interesting. Khamzat's got high hips, but Khamzat can lower his hips, no problem. He could wipe his ass on the rug. He can get his hips that low. He's got no problem going to side, and his lateral movement is about a foot this way and a foot that way more than Islam. Don't sleep on Islam's hands. I know that I don't say he's not a knockout artist because he just doesn't want to sit there and throw hands because he's smart. He's a smart fighter and he's a smart guy. But he can knock you out for sure. The guys that he is a guy who is a great striker fighting world-class strikers whenever he is a world-class sambo grappler, so on and so forth. So why would I do something that I'm excellent at if you're world-class at it whenever I've got another set of tools that I am literally 20 years more advanced than you are? You're all world here. I'm excellent there. However, the thing that I have that I'm better at is on a whole nother planet. I'm all galaxy at it. So why would I sit here and try to strike with you when the chances of you knocking me out are, even it's just slightly better, but it's enough. You got a good shot at hitting me. And if you have a good shot at hitting me, you can knock me out. So why would I let you hit me? Why would I play the game where it gives you the best opportunity to hit me instead of close the distance, put you on the ground, suffocate you, and then put you up against the cage when your body is nice and malleable and hypoxic and you have no oxygen in your lungs. You're about to tap from being crushed. Then I put you in a simple submission. Right? So why wouldn't I do that? Why would I play a different game? Y'all just gonna have to deal with the thing. This massager is the best. Okay, so Khamzat. So it would have to be a game of quick versus quicker. So Khamzat is quick and he's strong and he is stronger than Islam Makhachev. He's not stronger in some of the pins and some of the holds. Islam Makhachev is a boa constrictor. And there are some things that Khamzat does. He's not as good on the ground as Islam Makhachev. So for that reason, I wouldn't call it because he's got that right uppercut that you just can't see. You can't see. So there's always a chance of Khamzat knocking anyone out. Anyone. And with the reach advantage, It's too much. So, but if Islam could take Khamzat to the ground, it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. You might as well be wrestling olive oil. You know, Islam Makhachev he's too good at it, and Khamzat's wrestling is elite. But his sambo isn't as good as Islam Makhachev's sambo. And I know that his great school in Sweden is phenomenal, world class, and growing up in Chechnya, he learned how to obviously punch and strike world class, and he obviously knows how to handle himself in a fight. But Islam Makhachev sambo, I mean, there's just Habib Nurmagomedov and Islam Makhachev. Their game is just beyond other people's games. But there would be a chance that Islam could lose to Chimaev because Islam's got to fight slower. He's going to be heavier. His punches are also going to rock, but he's also walking into Khamzat's house because Khamzat, he loves fighting there. He loves that weight. It's easy for him to be that way. And although Islam wouldn't be cutting any weight really, God, that fight is tougher than you think. I don't know who I would call, but anyway, there is a little bit about Islam Makhachev and what I think about the division, and a little bit of special sauce for you guys, a little bit about Islam versus Khamzat. All right, Khoda.